Cool. I'm feeling it this week for you.
Hopefully, last time you said that I got a million.
Exactly, dude.
My name's Tyson, and I got into content creation so I could track my journey through calisthenics. And I realized that I do a lot of different things to people my age. A good way to document my life to look back on in the coming years.
In terms of mindset, before you joined the program, what was your mindset around content and putting yourself out there?
I was shit scared. I was always it was a massive mental barrier for me. Thought there was a lot more judgment out there than what there actually is. The people who I thought were going to judge me the most have actually turned into my biggest supporters along the way.
Yeah,
The people who I was scared of posting because of, like the people I didn't want to see the content, have been the people who are like giving me ideas and actually wanting to help out. So it was just a mental barrier for me.
It just reminded me of when I first called you, the initial call we had after you reached out, and you were like, "Oh, I feel like there's something telling me to not do it, but I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it anyway." Because you'd posted at that point, but you only just started. You had like 5-6 posts out. Is that correct on short form?
Yeah, pretty much. They were very poorly edited videos of my training.
You were posting for a little bit, and then you had this massive hit. It was 1 million views. Did you expect that quickly?
No way. That came after like a month or 6 weeks of posting. If that, it was I think it was the first video I did in that series where I waited until I waited until I was home alone. Everyone was out of the house. I quickly set up my tripod and put my foot on the bench. It was on a very shitty angle. Poor lighting. Like you look at the video, I almost look red. I didn't have any music over it. I didn't have any text to speech. I almost wasn't going to post it because I thought this is shit quality. And now, thankfully, I did, because it took my TikTok from 7 followers to 2,700 within 5-6 weeks.
I noticed like a mindset shift around what you were doing. Like I told you to be a bit more experimental, talk a bit more in your content than before. You weren't really doing that.
Wasn't doing it at all. I think it was one of my first talking videos.
Yeah, and then you posted. I remember my prediction was 1 million, right? Or was it 100K? I can't remember.
No. We had the group meeting in the morning, and you predicted one of us was going to get a 10K video today, and by the end of the day, it hit 100K. And then you said it's probably going to hit 1 million, and it did a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, that was epic. I think it was, and then within 30 days, it was 1 million. What followed after that? I think there was like 50K views.
Followed after that, 65K on the very next video. And then I had a 40,000, a 20,000, and maybe a 12 to 15,000 K video. That was on my food content.
Do you feel like even from those wins, you have a good lens to look at how viral content is made? Like, you know how to capture attention now, would you say?
Yeah, it was definitely a good learning curve. But after the video went viral, I realized why it went viral, not before. Looking back on it now, I'm like, okay, that's why it happened. It makes sense. It was controversial. I gave value when I was talking about pricing. And I said some things that people could debate.
If someone asked you, "Hey Tyson, should I start a personal brand?" what would be your advice?
A short answer, yes, because of what it can do for you. It depends on their reason and their motive. If they're in it just for money, no. If they're in it to develop both themselves and the people who they're building their brand around, then fuck yeah. Like I had a really inspirational message come through on the weekend. One of the 14-year-old young calisthenic athletes come and trained with us and sent me a message after that I was an inspiration to him because I'm creating content around training, and he was asking me if he should start a YouTube channel. I said, bro, you're 14. If you start now, you're going to be 7 years in by the time you're my age. Do it. Just don't worry about the quality of the videos. Just start posting.
What do you think has been the most valuable part about the Brand Builder mentorship?
There's a few things. It's a very valuable community to be a part of. It gives you access to people who are doing the exact same thing that you're doing, but in many different niches.
Mm.
So they also give different perspectives to you. Everyone in the brand builder community has been willing to help and also been
Yeah.
supportive, but they've also been willing to say the constructive criticisms that some people that are too scared to say. And then for yourself, I don't think I've ever had to wait longer than an hour for a reply on something. I can tell that it's always been feedback based on something that's been studied and not just an opinion based on a random thought that you have. Two biggest things is the community and the fact that it's been studied and it's not just been thrown together by AI. It's been studied and it's been it shows with your own content as well.
Appreciate that, man. I love that. Yeah, I'm chronically online. You figured that out, haven't you? If someone came up to you and was like, I'm on the fence of working with J Moss, what would you say?
I wouldn't say anything. I'd just push him over the fence.
Love that, dude.
I would say I'd probably ask what they're waiting for. If they know that if they're posting content for a reason and they want to be doing that long term and they want to do it successfully without wasting time, it's a no-brainer. I would probably show them the results that some of the brand builder clients are getting and show them some of my own results and how fast they came. Yeah, I'd tell them go for it, because if they don't, then if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So if they're on the fence about whether they should or they shouldn't, I'd tell them I trusted him with my entire personal brand. I could have worked with him and flopped and then hated it. That was a concern that I had when I first signed up, was that it was going to be a waste of time and a waste of money. I wasn't fully convinced within myself it was something that I'd be able to do.
Yeah.
And it worked almost instantly. I'd tell them, go for it. You've got nothing to lose.